Hi guys and welcome back to Beautiful You Network. My name's Ivan. I'm one of the creators here for the channel. I'm also a beauty blogger on Instagram and YouTube. But today I'm here to show y'all how to contour, bake, and highlight using all affordable products. Alright, so I already have my foundation on. Now the next step I'm going to do is contouring. Now when it comes to contouring, you can use several different products. You can use a powder, you can use a cream, you can use a foundation stick. What I like to use and my preference is a foundation stick, and I'm going to go in with this Maybelline Fit Me foundation stick in the shade 355 Coconut. Now I like this product because it's so easy to use. You literally just twist it up and you outline wherever you want to contour. It's super creamy, super blendable, and it has a natural finish. Okay, so I'm going to start right up here by my ears, and I'm going to bring this downwards to like right about there on both sides. I'm also going to take some on the temples of my forehead, and then right above my forehead. Also down my nose. And then to blend this out, I like to take a contour brush like this, and then I literally just like to buff this into the skin. Alright, now that that's done and that I blended it out, if it's not perfect, don't worry because we still have to apply concealer for highlighting, and then at the end, it's all going to look perfect. I promise. Now for highlighting, I'm going to take another Maybelline product. I'm going to take the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 20, which is lighter than my skin complexion. And I'm going to apply that right underneath the eye area, like so. I'm also going to bring that down the bridge of the nose, on the forehead, and as well underneath the brows, just to clean them up, to give them a little bit more shape as well. And now you're done. I'm just kidding. Now we're gonna take our beauty sponge and we're gonna blend all of this out, and we're gonna blend it with the contour, and everything's just gonna look so seamless and natural at the end. Don't forget underneath your brow bone. Now we're blending down the bridge of the nose. And it's okay to mesh the highlight and contour together because we're gonna blend everything together at the end, so there's no harsh lines. Now over in this area where the contour and highlight meet, I'm gonna mesh all that together so we have no harsh lines. And on the forehead as well. Okay, now that we have everything blended out, next step is we have to go and set everything in place / bake. So for that, I'm going to take this Milani translucent powder, which is actually my first time trying this out. So let's see how this works. Now before I set anything, I'm going to make sure that there's no creasing. So I'm going to lightly just dab over my eyelids because that's where I tend to crease, and also underneath my eyes. Just make sure that there's no creasing. Boom. Okay, now that we got rid of all the creasing, I'm going to take another sponge and I'm going to dip it into the loose translucent powder. And I'm going to start by pressing this onto the skin. I'm going to start with my eyelids just because that's where I crease. If creasing on your eyelids is an issue, I highly suggest this tip right here. It's going to prevent creasing. It's also going to prolong your foundation wear or concealer wear that you have on your eyelids. And then as well, I'm going to start baking underneath my eye area. Now remember, baking is not for everyone. So if you have dry skin, I don't suggest you bake. I would lightly just set with a powder using a brush and lightly set underneath the eye area if you are dry skin. If you're normal to oily skin, then by all means, girl, let's bake. I'm also going to set my nose because my nose gets really oily, so we need to bake those areas. Not only is this going to mattify the skin, but it's also going to prolong the wear of your foundation. So like if you have a long event or a long day, this will secure your makeup, girl. Secure your makeup. While I'm baking, I'm going to go in with my NYX powder in the Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation powder in the shade 10.3. And I'm taking this on a domed fluffy brush. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to set the perimeter of my face, which is the area where we contoured. And I'm going to start by pressing this onto the skin all throughout the perimeter of my face. And notice that I'm not buffing it into my skin, I'm pressing it into my skin. That's going to give you a better application and really set the foundation without disrupting it. Also, while I'm still baking, I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and I'm going to dip into the same powder, but this time I'm going to contour my nose. And I'm going to start right at the bridge of the nose and then work that color downwards. And it's okay to bring it up to your eyebrow because it is going to give you more of a natural contour versus just stopping right here. So I suggest to bring it up to your eyebrow so it doesn't really show like where it starts and where it ends. Now that I contoured the perimeter of the face and the nose, now we're going to go in and dust all this powder off our face. And I'm going to go in with this Real Techniques setting brush to dust that all off. Make sure there's no trace of powder left behind because once we set it with our setting spray, it's going to lock everything in place, so we don't want any loose powder floating around the face. Now I'm going to go and set all this hard work we just laid down, and I'm going to take my Mario Badescu Rose Water setting spray to do so. And I feel like if you fan it down, it works better. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it does, I don't know. That's just what I think in my head. Now to finalize the entire look, I am going to go in with my Maybelline Master Chrome highlight. And I'm going to use this to highlight all the high points of the face. Taking my e.l.f. fan brush, I'm going to dip that into the highlight. And I'm going to start swiping this on the tops of the cheek. And I'm not doing windshield wiper motions, I'm doing sweeping motions. So I'm sweeping almost like in a downward motion. I just feel like that gives you a more seamless application. I'm also taking that on the Cupid's bow and as well a little bit down the bridge of the nose. And there you guys have it. That's how I contour, bake, and highlight. But again, this method is not for everyone. I have oily combination skin, so if you have dry skin, you're probably gonna wanna skip out on this step and just lightly set with a brush and loose powder. And speaking of the powder, I actually do like how this set my makeup, and I like that it's not giving me any weird ashy or weird undertone. For 10 bucks, not bad. And while you guys are here and I still have your attention, make sure you guys check out some of our other videos and our other content creators here on Beautiful You Network. Give us a couple likes. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you already are, thank you and welcome. We can't wait to see you guys in our next video. Bye guys.